From the latest chapters of One Piece, we can determine that there's going to be a lot of fighting in the next chapters, and I'm here to talk about it, guys. So tune in and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And from the get-go, we can already say that in the next chapters, Luffy and his team are gonna go up and confront Im-sama and his crew finally. And I'm gonna base this video on all of the Straw Hats and all of their enemies in a way, like basically who are they gonna be fighting throughout the final arc of elbaf. And let's start with the most obvious, the first Straw Hat, Luffy. And Luffy is of course gonna be fighting Im-sama. It's obvious. I mean, come on. And we gotta have that Im-sama versus Nika in a way. I believe there's gonna be a pretty good fight, but I don't think that Nika will be able to win on that fight. I believe that Nika by the end is gonna be able to inflict a lot of damage to Im-sama, and Im-sama is gonna be like, I gotta retreat so that I get more power, so that I can come back stronger or whatever, so that I can confront Nika, you know. But I believe that at the end, Im-sama is just gonna flee because she or he needs more power, so that for the final confrontation in a way with Nika slash Luffy. But before that, I also believe that Luffy is going to be helping out with the fighting, for example, with Kirin. Kirin, with his Devil Fruit power, would be a great combination to have Luffy and his friends versus Kirin in the beginning, where in both of the Devil Fruit powers, it's basically the creation of imaginary stuff, basically. So the combination of those two would also be very funny to watch, hopefully. So what I'm thinking will happen for Luffy is that he's probably going to be fighting the God's Knight Kirin, and after that he's going to be fighting Im-sama. And then when it's going to come to Zoro, for example, Zoro is the number 2. Zoro also has Conqueror's Haki, and I understand that's the best way to actually hurt either the God's Knights or even Im-sama is actually by using Conqueror's Haki. So maybe in the fight, what I'm saying is he's gonna start by fighting with Summers and some other people, for example, some giants and stuff like that. And throughout the fight, Zoro will actually leave Summers to the others, and he will go and help Luffy fight Im-sama probably. Because having 2 Conqueror's Haki users versus Im is way better than 1, I'm telling you. But I'm thinking that Zoro, from what I hope is gonna happen, is gonna be fighting Summers first and then Im-sama too. That way he can get a feeling of how powerful Im-sama, and he can train as well for the next fight in a way. Moving on to Sanji! And Sanji is gonna be the one who's gonna be fighting Summers, I believe. The passion that's from Sanji is basically totally the reverse of Summers, from what I'm guessing he feels like. So having a final fight in between Summers and Sanji that cannot feel pain anymore, basically with his body in a way, I bet that Sanji will be the one who will win against Summers and make Summers go away in a way. And do I think that Sanji is probably going to be helping out left and right with other monsters before going to fight Summers, for example? Probably. And he's probably going to go and make sure that Nami and Robin are in safety in a way before he does anything crazy, just like he did back in Wano when he was fighting Queen, for example. Robin, of course, is going to go and help out the kids, and maybe go out to the library and help out however she can. And because basically her goal is to preserve the library that's literally burning right now. So what I'm thinking Robin is gonna do is protect however the kids that are gonna be in her way by going against some monsters and stuff like that. I don't think she's gonna go against any God's Knights anymore, but I do think that she's gonna be going against some of the monsters that were created by killing them, and on her way to the library she's gonna be defeating some of them here and there, to the point where she gets to the library to help out with getting all of the library all set out of fire in a way. When it comes to Usopp, of course, hopefully he's gonna find his courage and he's gonna start on fighting some monsters. I don't think he's gonna be fighting any God's Knights because he already saw what Summers is capable of. So he's probably just gonna go and help out this way. And this way is probably gonna go, he's probably gonna go and help out against some of the monsters somewhere in the island, for example, on Elbaf. And by doing that, he's going to be very helpful in a very dire situation. That's what I'm believing. And I'm also believing that Usopp is finally gonna very much unlock his observation haki, and that's gonna be very helpful. And hopefully he will meet up with Chopper somewhere, because I'm thinking that Chopper is gonna actually come back on the front lines too. Basically, he's gonna be just helping out everybody by relieving everybody from their misery or pain or whatever, and he's basically just gonna be the doctor in this arc. I don't think Chopper will have a big role in this arc in elbaf. I don't think there's gonna be like big upgrades and stuff like that. Maybe his upgrades are gonna be in the matter of medicines and stuff like that, and in the matter of helping out the giants that are fighting the good fight right now. But I don't think that Chopper per se is going to be fighting somebody throughout this arc. Let me know down in the comments below if you think I am wrong on this one, but I don't really think that Chopper will be fighting in this arc, you know. When it comes to Nami, just like I said for Usopp, she already saw what Summers is capable of, and she's a little too scared of going and confronting another God's Knights. So that's why I believe she's going to be fighting some other monsters too, especially since she's got Zeus and everything. She's going to be helping out against some monsters, especially with defending the kids also. So maybe she's going to be hopefully helping out Robin. You never know. And maybe that by having Robin and Nami trying and go to the library, Sanjay is going to try and protect them, but Summers is going to be on their way, and Sanjay is going to at that point try and fight Summers. Maybe that's what's going to happen. And then you move on to Frankie and Jinbei. Frankie and Jinbei, I believe that they are both going to be fighting some monsters left and right. Maybe to go all the way to help in the library to fight through monsters, Frankie and Jinbei at the same time, so that Jinbei gets to the library and he can use his water or whatever so that he can extinguish all of the fire that's in the library right now. So the both, I actually see them go into the library, but defeating a bunch of monsters on their way, and then Jinbei will finally, hopefully, use an attack, a water attack or something like that, that will help extinguish the fire. But then when you move on to Brook, Brook is a very tricky character to actually see its future in a way. Brook, we know that maybe he's got something with Gunko going on, like maybe he used to know her back in the day. So I don't think that he's gonna be per se fighting Gunko, but probably Brook is gonna be fighting another God's Knights, and he's gonna be fighting Killingham, maybe, and he's gonna be, of course, fighting him with other people, and all of them are going to be able to win against Killingham, or at least make him flee or something like that, so that he can stop making monsters, you know. Moving on to Scoper-Gaban, and Scoper-Gaban, I don't think he will be in the fight anymore. I think Scoper-Gaban is done with all the damage that he just got. Yes, Chopper is of course helping him out, relieve him from the pain or whatever, but he's done with the fight. Of course, he's still alive, and he's still going to be alive and well after that. But I don't think that for now he's going to be able to go back to the fight, especially against him, you know. But when you jump to all of the giants, for example, that are on elbaf, I can say that all of the giants are going to be fighting all of the monsters that Killingham has actually created. And all of them are actually going to be protecting their kids from getting even kidnapped by the God's Knights and all of that. So that's why I believe that all of the giants basically are going to be fighting towards freeing everybody by fighting the monsters. And to move on to the last two, Hajrudin and Loki, I believe that those two are going to be helping out Luffy to fight against him. That's what I believe. I think that Hajrudin, by him being maybe the future king of Elbaf, and Loki with his invincible power that he's talking about or whatever, I'm saying that they are probably going to go for the strongest one on the battlefield, and it's going to be him. And they're going to be helping out Luffy, hopefully, with Zoro. And on that note, guys, if you think I was wrong on some of my matchups on who is going to be fighting who in the final fight of Elbaf, let me know down in the comments below what you think about the situation. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!